Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum, peace. This is Tracy Lene Muhammad, and I would love a few minutes of your very valuable and your very precious time to talk to you about my morning meditation and some of the things that come up when I am just sitting in the silence, asking the universe, God, Allah, Buddha, whatever name that like resonates with your heart, to tell me something that will be beneficial to share on my channel. And what came to me this morning is relationships, and how we're individuals that decide to come together with somebody else, but you're still an individual. And we come to relationships with a lot of issues. And I say the word a lot because there's nobody on this planet that has not been affected by their childhood and some of the things that didn't go great. I had a really good childhood, but there were still some things that didn't go really great. And so I come to relationships with those issues. We all do. The partner that you choose, it is not their job to fix you. It's not their job to heal you. That is your job, and you're the only person that can do that. Nobody else can heal you or fix you. What they can do is support you in your healing and your fixing. What they can do is help you with tools to help you fix yourself, but they cannot fix you. Now, one of the things that is beneficial is that you choose a partner that doesn't berate you or pull you down or mock you or make fun of you when you're trying to better yourself. That's a person that is severely damaged, and that's not going to be good for you in your healing. It sometimes takes a long time to figure that out, that you're with somebody that is not the best for you. And I'm watching the world via social media and different people who make the changes that they need to make, and how some of their partners step up to the plate and make their changes, and the marriage or the relationship flourishes, or how some of their partners are afraid of change, and so they berate them and make fun of what they're doing and do little pot shots, slip in little slick things to them. That's not productive. Tomorrow is a full moon, and you can release all of that. The fear of being with yourself and developing your own personality to the point where you will attract somebody on that higher level. And it could take time. I'm listening or watching social media, especially in the Red Table Talk, because it's a really good place for me to see what's going on in the world. And a lot of people talk about, oh my God, I've been single for so long. I'm tired of being single. I'm lonely. I'm alone. And I just don't get the sense that we're ever alone, and that loneliness is a choice born out of insecurities, because I'm never alone. I am with me. And when you decide to have boundaries, if that means that nobody is in your space because of the boundaries, it just means that your circle wasn't fitting you properly, and once you grow, you'll get a new circle. I do not subscribe to that there are not a lot of good men or a lot of good women on the planet. I just don't believe that. I believe that it takes time to find those people, because as you are finding yourself, you're growing and growing and growing. I believe we sometimes stay in relationships that don't serve us because we're afraid of what other people will think if we divorce or if we leave a long-term relationship. I think that's what we do. I believe that we sell ourselves short to think that we have to be perfect before we'll find the perfect person. That's never going to happen. Or that because I see a lot of this, oh, the marriage vows are until death do you part. Perhaps the death means the death of respect, the death of loyalty, the death of trust. Maybe those are the deaths that it's talking about, not the physical death. I cannot subscribe to a God that would say, no matter what this person is doing to you, you must never leave. You must stay. You must make it better, or else. Now, I do believe that you should try to work through relationships if that's what you want to do. But if it's not what you want to do, I don't believe you should do it. If you're in a relationship with someone and you indeed are trying, and you feel the pushback from them, or the berating of them constantly, or just not supporting you, you have some choices to make. You can stay in that relationship if you want to, but is that what's best serving you? Would a God of love want you to stay with somebody who does not love you? And I say that firmly because when somebody loves you, first they have to love themselves. But when they love you, they support you. You see them, they show up in your life and support whatever it is you're interested in. They may not be doing it all the time, but they do it sometime just because it's supporting you. When you're in a relationship with someone and you're sad or you're upset, they don't throw a dagger and make sure they hit you dead in the throat with mean words. They don't do that. When you're in a relationship with someone and you're in pain, they are not going to be in pain too. That's craziness. But they are compassionate towards your pain, and they help you by either giving you the space you asked for, or by supporting you by saying, here's a tool that might help you. They're there for you. If you're in a relationship and the person is not there for you, you're really not even in a relationship. So there's nothing to let go of. You just have to decide that you're ready to let go of air and move on with your life. Sometimes when you do that, that person decides this was important and I want to make the changes for me, not for you. If anybody changes for you, that is going to be short term because it's not authentic. But when they change for themselves because it doesn't fit themselves, that's when you can grow more. That's when life opens up. We are in 2020 and it represents a perfect vision because you can decide what you want for your life. I would suggest this, that you not share with anybody what you're going through before you write it out and share it with the God of your understanding, and allow that God opportunity to work. You don't hold on to the pain. You don't hold on to the fear. You release it to the one that can help your soul, that energy that you come from. Because even me, if you talk to me about something that you're going through, I can only give you advice to the extent of my understanding. And my understanding is small compared to the big understanding. I can point you. Now, what I'm learning to do is just to point people in the direction and say, hey, this worked for me. Perhaps maybe it'll work for you. Instead of giving them advice, I give them tools because my advice doesn't matter in their lives. So I would suggest that you take it to the pen, take it to your prayer rug, take it to your creator first, and let it be there for a while. The ritual of sitting with your pain to release it, not sitting with your pain to sulk in it. It does work. Cry it out, yell it out, scream it out. Do not blame the other person, because in reality, it may be their fault, but it's not their responsibility to change. It is your responsibility to decide what you deserve, what you want, and then to go after it. If they fall off, do not go running behind nobody, grabbing onto their ankle, letting them drag you down the street. Let them go. Not letting them go saying, oh, I deserve better, you ain't shit. None of that. Letting them go for your best interest, and doing so in love, and recognizing that whatever you all had, if you really go back to the root of it, was it ever really that great? Did they not show up in the beginning to who they were, and then it just kind of snowballed into more and more and more and more and more, and you just weren't paying attention? Because sometimes we get so lonely or so scared that we're never going to have somebody that the first person that says, will you marry me? You say, yep. And you know in your heart of hearts, this person isn't showing up in a way that's going to be the best and the most beneficial for you. But you try to fit in a size 6 shoe knowing you wear a size 9.5, and it just doesn't work. Sometimes you wear a size 9 and then you grow and you can't fit that 9 anymore. Whatever the reason is, the best thing that you can do for your soul is to honor it. I would suggest, like I said, that you use the energy of full moon to release and the energy of new moon to build new things. I would suggest, and I say this because I'm not saying I'm so such and much, and I'm just learning and growing from what I see and what resonates in my soul. And I believe that we have different soul circles, and my truth may not be your truth, but it doesn't mean that my truth isn't the truth, because it is. It's my truth. When you encounter people that decide that they know everything, you have to be very careful, because that's a very damaged soul that can never be wrong. And if that is you, ask yourself, what is it about me that I can never be wrong? I used to be like that. I could never be wrong. I had to be right. And then I recognized that for me, it was the fear of not being loved or liked, or feeling like I didn't belong here, because the circumstances surrounding my birth, I wasn't planned, I wasn't wanted for. I was, my mother was, very young and did not plan on having a child that young. She was intelligent, she was a genius, and she had other plans for her life, but she did that thing that you do that brings babies, and then her whole world fell apart. So can you imagine being in the womb of somebody who does not want you? But it wasn't personal. But my subconscious mind took it personal. And so I spent a majority of my life taking things personal and trying to make everybody like me, even people who I shouldn't have even liked. I would do things for people who I really should have said, fuck you, to day one, but I would still do things for them. I was a doormat, like a literal doormat, just walk all over me. And then I would cry in silence. Finally, one day, as days always do, I had had enough of being a doormat, and I stood up. And when I stood up, that means people fell off, because now I'm upright. So when you're upright, stuff can't stick to you that doesn't belong. I can help you. I can help you through meditation. I can help you through energy consulting. If you're ready and willing to look at the duck and call it a duck, give me a call. And if you can go to other people too, of course, there's so many people. But I just wanted to share that with you. I've got to get to this yoga class. I pulled over for a side, but I've got to get to this yoga class. I truly, truly am excited and in love with each of you, in a way that, because love is God and God is love and I am a God. So all of that stuff is good. And it's almost 12 minutes, and I believe your time is valuable and precious. You can, reach out to me and we can talk, or you can look on YouTube and get some information, because it's everywhere. Thank you so much for your time and your energy. Have an amazing Thursday on purpose. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum, peace out to Brooklyn and everywhere else.